High above the glowing city lights, clever Kaelen steered their sleek glider through the bustling sky. They landed gracefully onto a narrow ledge, but clumsy Vira slipped, accidentally releasing Kaelen quickly disabled the sparkling security grid, only for poor Vira to get her foot stuck. Tumbling down the shiny ventilation shaft, the giant mechanic slid way too fast and crashed hilarious. Landing with a loud thud inside the marble vault, distracted Vira happily waved at a bouncing camera. As Kaelen carefully scanned the heavy titanium door, the clumsy mechanic suddenly sneezed. Startled by sneaky mechanical spiders, panicked Vira wildly sprayed huge blasts of bouncy green. Kaelen finally grabbed the brilliantly glowing golden treasure, tossing it straight to her frantic, Suddenly, bright red alarms flashed everywhere as the panicked clumsy Vira spun around in dizzying circles. Leaping bravely through the sparkling window, the giant mechanic surprisingly deployed a squeaky pink balloon. Landing safely on their beautiful wooden glider, Vira started the engine but blasted colorful Gliding past the villainous airship, the silly mechanic leaned out and made a wildly funny face. Peering closely through her heavy brass telescope, the silly mechanic completely failed to realize it was back. Suddenly, following a glowing pollen trail, curious Vira took a deep sniff and unleashed a... Determined to help steer through the canyons, the clumsy giant accidentally flipped their beautiful glider upside. Ha ha ha! Laughing bravely at the tiny drones, the giant mechanic blasted massive globs of golden... Kaelen fired her glowing grappling hook, but the heavy rope pulled the giant mechanic completely off balance. Sliding smoothly onto the enemy deck, clumsy Vira tried to hide behind a ridiculously tiny wooden... Quickly slicing the heavy copper mesh, the joyful mechanic gave the rescued scientist a massive squeeze. Escaping onto a bouncy pink trampoline, Vira jumped much too high and got stuck inside a... Descending from the clouds, they landed in a gray crater where a cracking twig deeply terrified Vira. Kaelen placed the glowing core onto a stone altar, waking adorable little rock creatures from the dirt. Suddenly, a massive wall of magical bouncy vines erupted, instantly catching the clumsy mechanic. Determined to protect their new magical shield, the dangling giant bravely blasted a huge yellow spore pod. The grumpy soldiers began a hilarious scratching dance, so the giant mechanic happily Kaelen unlocked the heavy metal cage, releasing a brilliant rainbow light that totally surprised the silly. As the legendary bird painted the sky, Vira chased the beautiful, colorful lights with a tiny jar. Vira turned the massive pressure dial far too high, accidentally soaking everyone in shimmering magical... The sparkling mist instantly bloomed into a colorful paradise where Vira cheerfully petted a Looking over the beautiful valley, the happy giant pulled Kaelen into a wonderful, bouncy victory dance.